Okay, this is a book about September 11th, and there were a bunch of other ones on eBay, so I priced mine low, and it sold for $9. I think this was just one of those books that was in a box lot, and we put it up, and it sold. So, $9. At least it's going out the door. This is a bottle of spray cologne called Cachet by Prince Machiavelli brand. I do not believe it's super vintage or anything. It's just a brand that's contemporary, and it sold for $30. These are a set of 5 Libby brand smoky glass tumblers, and they sold for $50. So that's $10 a glass, and I bought them in a box lot at an auction. Nobody wanted them, but I knew that people collected these, and they are worth a lot of money. I think the box lot had Starbucks mugs, so that's what I was going for, and then these were just extra, so that's always a nice bonus. This is a very old vintage record player. It's kind of a toy record player. I do believe it's from the 50s. Someone wrote to us and told us it was from the 50s. I thought 30s, but someone said 50s. I've had this for several years, many years, like 3 or 4 years, and I've never sold it. I had it up for $120, and I got an offer of $50 the other day, and Jay was like, yes, let's sell it. So this is a cool piece. It does not have a needle, although when you plug it in, it does turn. So we sold it to a museum in Vermont. So hopefully they're going to use it as a display or refurbish it. So it sold for $55. Okay, check this thing out. It is massive. Look at my hand. For scale. It is an old horse-drawn water pump for fire engine, fire department. It is cast iron. This plaque is cast iron, and you can see it weighs almost 9 pounds by itself. It's massive. I forget where we got this. Thrift store, probably? And it sold for $46.99. Global shipping program. This is an original 1989 Batman mask. You can see the tag here. It's brand new. Official mask, Batman the movie, 1989, made in the USA. It looks weird, but when it's displayed, it looks pretty cool. We got this at a thrift store. I do believe it was like $5. And we looked it up when we got home, and we saw some sell for over $300. But then I saw those ones relisted, so I wasn't quite sure. I did list this for $300. And I saw another one on auction in the US for like $100, $150, but it didn't sell. But the thing is, we have international shipping, so I think that's why ours sold. I also have to thank Anne in the comments, because she said put the keyword Gotham in, because it's a new show on TV that I completely forgot about. I have heard of it. So I added that in, and then Jay added Bruce, like Bruce Wayne, which I didn't know about, and then it sold. We got a best offer of $250 from someone in Australia. So we do global shipping program, obviously. So it's going global shipping program, which is great. Perfect. So $250, what a great sale to start the week out. This is a vintage Cashmere Scottish cardigan. I have 2 others that are Pringle brand, which is a very high-end brand. This one, I didn't really find anything on this one. So I had it up for $120. I took an offer of $50, and I'm happy. $50 for a sweater is still great. This is new in the box, Honeywell Thermostat. The box is a little bit worn, but it looked like it had never been used. And the cool thing about thermostats is you can throw a battery in there and test it. So I was able to test it that it worked. Thermostats are very expensive. They're ridiculously expensive. One time I got a thermostat replaced in the farmhouse and they charged me $85 for it, when you can find them online, depending on the type, for like 30 bucks. This one is fancy. It's programmable. This is actually one of the ones we have in the farmhouse now. I think we just got this at a yard sale. A lot of times people just don't think they're worth very much, so I think we got it for a couple bucks at a yard sale. And it sold for 50 bucks. Global shipping program. This is a vintage Swingline heavy-duty stapler. The box is used, looks worn, but it's actually never been used, or it doesn't look like it's ever been used. And what's cool is this sold overnight for $40. So I listed it and it sold the next day, which is funny because I have other ones just like this, but clearly someone wanted it in new condition. So 40 bucks for a stapler. We usually get them for like $1 or $2. These are a pair of women's Italian leather boots, kind of mod zip-up boots. They're not super fancy and they have some scuffs on the toes. So I put them up for $36.99 and they sold. This is an army hat. It's a cotton nylon blend, size 7 3/8, and it sold for 20 bucks. This is an amazing bow that I think I found it on a dress, or maybe I found it just by itself. I'm sure it was part of a dress at one point. It's amazing. Totally love the colors. It's so punk to me. It's gonna look great on someone's dress. So I sold it as a sewing notion, which are like ribbons and buttons and things that you would sew onto a dress or a costume. And it sold for $30. Jay was just like, I have no idea if you're gonna sell this. He just thought I was crazy, but the right person found it and it sold for 30 bucks. This is a beautiful pair of copper ship's lanterns that have been converted into electric. You can kind of see up there, there's a light where you can plug in a light bulb, and clearly they plug in. We did test them, they do work, and on the top it says the Royal Sovereign. There's a little brass plaque that says that. And you can see this gorgeous beveled green glass. And you can hang them up as sconces or put them on a table or something like that. We bought them for $35 total. I believe it was about that much, which is an incredible price for these. And I put them up for, I think, $2.99 best offer. And someone offered me $200 for both of them because I did quantity too. So it was $400 total, and I said, yes, I will take it. So $400 for these. They're actually going to someone in Boston who sells nautical stuff to, I'm assuming, very rich people, because he has lanterns like this up for over $2,000. So as we know, you know, I probably could not have gotten $2,000 for these on eBay because I've had them up for a while for $2.99 each. So I'm actually glad that they're going to someone who can sell them to people for $2,000 in a rich, fancy part of Boston. This is a set of 4 glass tumblers. And you can see they are metallic with this marbleized swirl pattern. Amazing. I just love these. I think I got these for like 50 cents each, 25 cents each. You know those thrift stores where all the glassware is like so cheap. And I sold these for $70. I think I only had like 79 on them. And they offered 70, so I was happy to take that. This is a cool vintage baseball jacket in a shiny blue. It says Cisco on the back. And then on the front it says Eddie Cisco Chemical, which is pretty awesome. And we took an offer of $40 on this. I believe I had it up for $59, and we took an offer of $40. This is a vintage, I believe 1950s or 60s leather purse. It's quite big. It's like the size of a doctor's bag. It's got this like cowhide, super soft cowhide. There's a bit of wear right here, but it's got a lock. It's got the keys. It's got someone's initials. Very cool. There's a little bit of scuffs on it, but it's definitely one of those like designer rare pieces that you see. There's no name, no brand name. It's just like a leather purse. I had it up for $179. I got an offer of $150, so we were thrilled about that. So this is a patch, which was part of a big lot of patches that Jay bought for $10. I think they were like 50 cents each, something like that. And this sold in our new store for $12.99. It's just a sew-on patch. This is a big bag of remnants of the French Tulle fabric. It's got like French provincial patterns on it. It's about 12 yards total, so it's a lot. But I did sell it for $55. Usually I would sell it for more, but it's not all one piece. And I've had it for a while, so I was happy when someone offered me $55. These are a pair of combat boots. They are men's size 4, so that is about a 5.5 women's. And I do believe a woman bought these, and she paid $50. This is a pair of Fiskars pinking shears, as you can see. And these are actually quite expensive if you buy them at the store. So I put them at a competitive price, because there's a lot of them online, at $12.99, and they sold. These are 2 vintage Wrangler work shirts. I believe it was from the Wrangler plant that used to be in our town. This red one sold for $35, and the plain blue one sold for $20. And they sold to the same person, one of those shipping companies for people in Japan. So I'm assuming it was the same customer that bought both of them, but it's going to a shipping center for Japan. This is a very silly Bubba Gump shrimp company from the movie Forrest Gump, and it sold for $30. This is a vintage trucker hat with a Bermuda patch on it, and it sold for $25 to someone in Russia through the global shipping program. This is a vintage wool army blanket. We had 2 of these actually, and one of them was a little bit damaged. This one's in very nice shape, and this sold for full price of $60 to someone else in the global shipping program. This is a small eelskin leather Joyce brand little key wallet. So it holds keys. It says Joyce. I don't think it's ever been used, and it sold for $14.99. These are a pair of khaki canvas pants by Columbia. They're nice. They have the size in them, size 32, and they sold for $20. This is a little hot pot kettle. These are really funny. We always sell them. They sell very fast. We probably got this for a couple bucks, and it sold for $25 to someone in the global shipping program in England. Which is funny because it has an American plug and American voltage, so I'm not sure if they're aware of that, or maybe they're traveling to a place that's going to have American plugs and American voltage. But yeah, $25. It's a good sale. This is a beautiful 4x6 wool Persian or Turkish distressed rug. I bought a bunch of them at an auction. I bought 4 for $20 and 1 for $5. This one was $20, and I had it up for, I think I had it up for $500. But I got an offer of $250, which sounds crazy to accept half, but $250 I make 10 times my money, and it's the first one out of this lot that I've sold, so I was thrilled to take $250. It's a gorgeous rug, and it's definitely worth $250, so I was happy to get an offer for that. This is another rug. It's quite small, I mean, compared to the other one. You can see my hand for scale. It is wool. It is handmade, and we bought it in Amsterdam for about $1 or €1, I guess. And it sold for $100. This was an interesting sale, and I'll tell you why. Someone bought this shirt, the LL Bean flannel shirt, for $25. And then this vintage JanSport waist pack for $30. But this person was in the global shipping program, and the invoice was combined and they paid for it all together. So I'm not sure how that happened. I didn't have to do anything. They must have just been able to put it in their cart and buy both of them. I don't know if that's new or if it's just for a certain country. I have to double check which country this was. I think it was the UK. But that was amazing, because this makes, you know, bigger sales possible, like a bag and a shirt. I believe this is the oldest item in our store, and it just sold. Finally, I checked the date that I originally listed it, and it was October of 2009. So that is 5.5 years. That is crazy. As you guys know, we list it and forget it, but that is really listing it and forgetting it. Now that is a rare occurrence, very rare occurrence, that something would be that old. But it was still there, and it sold for $10. I think I had it listed higher in the past and then brought the price down a couple years ago, probably. But it did sell, $10, and probably just paid for itself. That's it. Okay, we have a special guest. 2 things sold on Bonanza.
It is, and it's a big surprise for us.
Yes.
$100 for this kind of Vietnam era.
Yep, jacket.
Body green cotton, and it even has the
that was $80.
The labels, and then this cool hat, right from the same era too. You know, really nice. Has you guys' name and serial number on it, and you know, good authentic. And military wear always sells.
$100 on Bonanza.
Cha-ching.
The last thing I'll show this week is a set of vintage postcards. There's about 12 little folders full of postcards. And these sold for $30. That's it for this week. See you next week. Bye.